Hey y'all, it's Joanna with Joanna's Journals and Things. This channel, I love to do anything journaling, junk journaling, paper crafts, making cards, and such things as that. So today I am Tag Tuesday with Tiffany. No, we're not doing a collab. It's just catchy. Tag Tuesday with Tiffany. Isn't it catchy? I love it. So I am going to tag her and her channel will be linked down below. But you see this mess? We finna have some fun, y'all. I am going to show you some things that I got here, okay? So I've got tags, of course, and I could use those store-bought tags, excuse me, but I'm not. I'm going to make tags out of tags that came from our clothes and tags we get from, things at the store. And so we're going to take our junky tags and repurpose them to make beautiful tags. How many times am I going to say tags? I know, I'm sorry. Anyways, so I've got this ribbon and lace, and then I've got this right here I got off of an old sweater. And I got some paper I may or may not use. I got those little things I printed and then cut out with a stamp press. I've got some stickers from various stickers at Hobby Lobby, sticker packs, ephemera packs, and things like that. Most of this stuff came from Hobby Lobby unless I printed it myself, okay? These little paper buttons, I just printed. Some of them are stickers, some of them are printed, and I just put a piece of thread through them. And then I'm going to be using some of these. Some of them I'm not even going to use. They're just sitting there. Okay, I'm just going to be honest with you. I just get a bunch of stuff out and whatever I feel like using, I use. So I have some reinforcers there. My favorite little stamps, my dots, and my little writing stamp there. And I had this paper, but I'm not even going to use it because it's more like for a postal, just more like a vintage journaling type deal. And I've got some washi tape with buttons and my vintage photo, and then I've got these little paper doilies that I cut out, and I'm gonna have some of these on my whatnot show. And then I have some trim, corner rounder, and like I said, I may or may not use some of these things, okay? And I'm not sure how this voiceover is going to go. That's paper. I didn't use that pattern paper. I'm just going to tell you. These are my printables, and I did use these. And these are just sentiments that I wrote out, and then pictures that I got from Pinterest, okay? These are just Pinterest pictures, and those, I probably might not be selling, I don't know, but look at this receipt book. I got this at Dollar Tree, and I thought I could do something with that, so I just scribbled on it, because, writing, people just scribble anyway. So I scribbled on it, put some dates on it, some numbers, and there you go, and I'm going to be using those in future journals. And then I got this, and I thought that would be awesome to write on, like on the back of the tags. I like to jot, notes or something on the back of the tags. And then I picked up some of these. I'm not going to use these in these, but I just wanted to show you. You could use these and cut the little monies out, cut them up. Don't use the round ones. Those probably wouldn't smash very well. But anyways, I got those and I thought they were cute. And we could use those in junk journaling, okay? Don't skip out on the Dollar Tree. There's all kinds of stuff in there. Coloring books. There's all kinds of stuff. So on these shiny tags, there are quite a few that are shiny and have a little coating, plastic coating. I'm just simply going to take sandpaper and scrape that coating off. You don't got to scrape it all off. You just want to get a good stick where your glue and your paper goes. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to rub it and scrape it, and it's really chunking off. So if I would have used a finer sandpaper, it would have not, been so... I'm aggressive. I'm just going to tell you I'm aggressive. And I was going at it. But you can pick some of the plastic off. As much as the plastic as you can get off is the best, okay? Because I'm going to be using a glue stick to glue these down. So I have another one, and I'm going to do that to that one, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with my tags. Alright, so this first one is long, and I needed a long one for that beautiful little, oh my goodness, what you call it? I call them dress stands. I don't know what you call them. But anyway, I got this long piece of paper, y'all. Ain't it funny? I want to do a video, but don't know the terms of anything. I just, dress form. Dress form. Yeah, that's it. Dress form. Anyway, so I punch my circles out while I can still see my circles, because otherwise if I cover my circles up, I can't see my circles. And then I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm going to carefully cut around. Now, you can use an X-Acto knife or whatever and a cutting thing, but it's just as easy for me to use my little scissors right there, except for the fact that I get them all sticky. This is a permanent glue stick, okay? It's Scotch. It's one of the best, okay, in my opinion. And then I just squeegee the excess glue out, and then I try to clean everything up with my rag that I keep losing in the floor. So you'll see several rags maybe, I don't know. But anyway, put that down, trim it out. Y'all, I like to do these while I'm working, but my hubby was home, and he was playing a message, so I couldn't, because you could hear it in the background, which might have helped some, but anyways, I just said, well, let me just try to do the voiceover on this one, and this might not be easy for me, because I do sewing videos on my other channel, or I did, and I don't use this paper. I changed my mind. But I do have these cutouts that I cut out. I'll get back to it maybe. I got these cutouts. I printed these. They're sediments, just sewing sediments. And I printed words out. I typed them and printed it out. You can do this in Canva. You can do it in Google Docs. You can do it whatever. And then these are pictures that I found on Pinterest that I liked and saved. And I just put them in and resized them. Canva is a good place to do this. I do everything in my Silhouette Studio for my Cameo, because I learned it. I have the business edition, and it's just easier for me. So that's how I do them. But you can do them on Canva, which is the way most people do them, or whatever you feel free doing them on. You can do your images and resize them and, you know, type out words and such things as that. I cannot give you a printable because these are Pinterest pictures and there are copyright. So the words I can, because anybody can talk words, right? Right. But the pictures I cannot. So anyway, so I'm going to cut some of these words that I made out. Let me zoom in so you can see what I'm doing, okay? Okay, so most of these are meant to be punny, funny, whatever. So yeah, I've always told my kids and my husband and everybody, don't touch anything in my sewing room. Don't touch my scissors. Don't do that. Don't touch it. Just don't go in there. Don't mess with my stuff. Leave me alone. And so I just thought these were funny because that's how I feel. So yeah. Anyways, these are, I'm just trying to lay it out because my brain has to, you know, I have to visualize it. I have to see it that way. So I'm going to leave that there, and I'm going to glue my little word down because I want it tucked underneath the little dress form there. And then I'm going to glue this down. And this is Barely Art Precision. Well, it's not the precision tip. I put it in a glue bottle from Hobby Lobby. But it is Barely Art. I buy the refills and then buy my own little bottles to put them in because it's cheaper. So now I'm going to take my vintage photo and I'm going to ink all the way around my tag. And this just keeps the white off the tag and vintages. Vintages? Is that a word? It's my vocabulary. So it's in the Joanna dictionary. It vintages it up some. I believe the proper term would be it makes it more vintage. But, you know, vintages it up just makes more sense to me. So, don't leave bad comments. I don't like that. Who does? Do you like being talked about? No. Okay. Anyway, I am weird. Okay. If you're new, I'm weird. Get over it. I'm crazy. I'm weird. So, anywhoosie, I'm going to take this piece of lace right here and I'm going to dirty that up. And if you're new to my channel, welcome to my crazy life. So anyway, I am not going to use that glue. I have to turn my glue gun on because I didn't. So while my glue gun's heating up, I'm going to put my little dots on here. And it just gives it a little, I don't know, a little background noise to me. That's what I call it, background noise. And so I like it. Like I said, I can't, when I do paint splatters, I paint splatter everything. So that's not good. So I've got my eyelets here. I got everything glued down, I think. I might not have glued that No, I didn't glue that ribbon down yet. I'm still waiting on my glue gun. But anyway, I've got these eyelets, and I'm going to take my crocodile and put these little eyelets in there. That hole wasn't quite big enough, so I'm going to have to make it bigger using my crocodile. The crocodile has the eyelet hole punch, and then it has a eyelet setter on the end, and I'm way off camera, and you can't even see me, and I'm sorry. But anyway, my eyelets never go all the way because they're thick eyelets, and these are thin papers, so I just hammer it in a little bit. Y'all, I am brave hammering on that. That's a piece of glass, and I do it all the time. It's tempered glass from an old coffee table. But anyway, yeah. So let me see if I can move this down some. There you go. Now, maybe you can see me put in the other eyelet unless I switch frames and then it's not up there again. But anyway, that one's done. So now I'm going to take this one and I'm going to add this doily, but I don't add the whole doily. I'm going to put my paper down. That one fit quite nice. So I'm just this is a great way to use paper scraps, y'all. Great way to use paper scraps. Make sure when you're gluing, you get your edges down. And then I'm going to smush any excess glue out just like I've been doing. And then I'm going to clean up my mess here. And I'm going to take my scissors once again. Well, no, I'm not, because that one was ripped. So I'm just going to rip it. And how it is how it is. I'm going to leave the back that brown so you can journal on it. And so some of that brown is peeking through the front, and that's okay. So I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to scrape it to get it, yucky. Well, not yucky, scrape like the other one. It is yucky. And then I'm going to take my hole punch and I'm going to punch my hole out while I see it, like I always do. And then I'm going to find something on here, and I'm just going to, since it's ripped, I'm going to rip it. So I'm going to go through here and I'm just going to rip my paper, and I'm going to pray that I don't rip what I want out of here, Accidents happen. So I have fingernails. So I'm using my fingernail and push down and then rip against my fingernail. And then I'm just going to ink it. And that looks beautiful. And then I'm going to ink my tag because I remembered. And I'm going to put that down there. Like I said, there I'm going to cut it in half. And I'm going to ink that little thing, if I can hold on to it. And I'm going to glue that to the side, glue that right there on it, and the top's bare, so I'm going to add a button, and I'm going to tuck a little, well, I fidget with it till I like it. That's what I do, and then I start gluing. And this, again, you could use, a lot of people use, why do I have to say something when I don't know what I'm talking about? And I have it. It's not barely art glitter. A lot of people use art glitter, but when you're using thin paper, it will bubble and wrinkle. So I like the Barely Art, and it was sitting there, and that's what I grabbed. So this is Barely Art, and it works really, really good with thin paper. And glue sticks come apart over time. I've said that before, so you want a really good permanent glue stick. And this fine tip gets right around on those little edges without smearing a bunch of glue out. And I got those bottles at Hobby Lobby. Don't ask me what department because I can't remember. So now I'm just going to tack this down. And there it is. And I kind of think all the time that there needs to be something in the middle of that right there. But you don't always have to put something in there. You just don't. But I did. I put a little button in there. I don't know why. Just add a little something to it, I guess. And that one's done. And you got the back to write on. So this one is the slick one. And I'm just going to take this paper with writing on it. And I'm going to put it right down on there. I'm telling you, this is very repetitive. I'm just doing the same thing. Squeegeeing, gluing, squeegee, cutting around it. Just going at it. This one, I did not cut the hole out. I forgot. So, did I get the hole in the right spot? I don't know. Do I care? Nah, not really. It's got a hole in it. It ain't gonna do anything. So, that little sign on the bottom, with the sewing machine on it, is gonna go right in the middle here. And stick glue it is, because I already had it out. Just stick it down. These are so fast and so simple. Then I don't know what I'm doing. I gotta ink it. I always forget to ink it. I was trying to move it over a little bit. I'm thinking that it was on that side, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to take my little bitty punch. I get these at Hobby Lobby. And then I'm going to use a small eyelet to put in this one. And I'm just going to stick my eyelet in, and then I'm going to squish it, and then I'm going to hammer it. Because they never go flat. It's just because they're too tall, that's all. Then I was thinking, that's so plain. What do I need? Nothing. Yes. I'm going to put some button washi tape down the sides. I wish I would have put the washi tape on before I put the eyelet in, because then it would have been right. But I don't care. It's not perfect. I'm not perfect. We all make it in life, not being perfect. So yeah, this is just going to make it not being perfect. So I'm going to trim this off. Should have sanded it, but I trimmed it just as easy. And then I'm going to ink the edges again because the tape was white. Or maybe I didn't ink the edges in the beginning. I don't remember. Alright, that one's done. Moving on to the next one. I'm going to take this tag, and it is thick. Nope, I'm going to take this is a thing off my Kleenex box. These make wonderful tags. Watch. This is so pretty. So I'm going to put this rose down. I forgot what I done. I did this last night and totally forgot what I done. So I'm going to cut around it. This would have been probably easier with an X-Acto knife and a mat, but I didn't. Inking it, of course. Nope, sanding it. I'm sanding it to rough up the paper so that the ink would show up better. So I'm sanding my edges. Now I'm inking my edges. Y'all, I don't remember. Do you ever do something and then forget what you done? Like right after you did it? I'm working on it. I'm working on getting myself back on track with life. So I'm going to glue this because it seems easier to put it where I want it if I'm gluing that, and then set it right down on the paper. And this is paper on both sides, so yeah, see, same thing. So then I'm just going to cut this out, and that's going to be a place to write. So yeah, there you go with that one. And then I'm going to decorate it real beautiful. I should have just let this play and played some peppy music. Y'all let me know. Would you rather me play some peppy music while going this fast and just let you watch what I'm doing, or be talking, rambling, and all that mess? Because, I don't mind music as long as it's not some... Tiffany says she goes to sleep, but if I got peppy music, I'm not going to sleep. I'm not going to sleep. Just ain't gonna do it. So let me know. Would you rather have music or my mouth rambling? I don't even know. But anywho, right here I'm trying to figure out what one of these lace things I want to lay down. And I do want to put a lace thing on here because I think they're beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. So that one it is, and it fits perfect. And then I've got a piece of this, what is that stuff called? Gauze. Thank you, Jesus. It's gauze. And I want a piece of gauze under there. And I don't know why, because by the time I get done, you really can't see it. It just looks like hair sticking out. But that's okay too, because it all works. But anyway, and then I'm just going to use hot glue to glue this down. I glued down one side. Then I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to glue the other side. I'm using hot glue just because it's quick and it's easier. And I didn't want to drag my fabric tack out and all that stuff. So I use my glue gun when I'm journaling. I use it a lot. And then I also use the hot glue to glue that cardboard thing down, that cutout. Because when I use hot glue, I could smush it down in the fibers of that material and make it sit there, and it would be a whole lot easier, and it adheres way better. So then I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to glue that little it's a fake button. It's a paper button with scissors on it. So I glued that down, And then I'm going to take this knot. I'm going to take the, nope. Oh, I'm looking for it. I'm going to cut more out. Let me zoom in. Well, you'll see them at the end. You'll see what they say. I'll show you close up in the end what they say. Y'all, I'm so sorry. I have so much mess going on. It's not funny. Should have went a little faster. But anyway, I'm just going to cut this tag out, and then I'm going to tuck it. I'm going to peel that back. I think I'm going to peel that back and tuck it up at the top. I'm not sure. I'm going to put it in there somewhere. And I'm going to use hot glue because that will stick it down faster, and also it will go over those other things with hot glue where liquid glue won't. I lied. I'm using liquid glue. I told y'all I can't remember a stinking thing. Oh, it's flat down there. So yeah, I did use the liquid glue. Y'all, I am so sorry. I do apologize. Welcome to my life. Don't y'all feel sorry for my family? So now I've got these pearl beads, and I'm just going to put a few, and I'm using this is a, what is that thing? I forget what it's called. But anyways, it's a pick-me-up. That's what it is. I got it. It's a silhouette. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and I absolutely love it. And I didn't want to put any on the little one, so I'm just going to put 3 on there. And then I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm watching this like you're watching this, okay? Because I done forgot. So what am I doing? Oh, I'm going to put an eyelet in it. And I'm going to use a big one. So I'm punching out a big hole. And then I'm going to use my, I think, yep, gold eyelet. Put it in. Of course, it didn't work. So I'm going to hammer. If I don't hammer those down, they can cut you. So it just leaves them flat so that nobody gets hurt. Okay. So that was that one. You can journal on the back. So now I'm going to take this tag, and I think this is my last one. And I wanted her on there. So, but she doesn't fit. When I cut her out, she doesn't fit. So I have to put some paper down on the top and the bottom, because there's smidgens there that's not. And it would have looked okay, but I really didn't care for it. So I'm going to take some word paper, some of this right here, and it's just a scrap, and I'm going to cut a piece out and glue it to the top, and then one to the bottom. And then I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to use this glue, and I'm just going to go around it, glue one to the top, glue one to the bottom, cut it out. Okay, so I had to go get a green piece of paper to kind of match the green on the wall of that woman down there. And y'all, I cut my hole out, but I totally forgot to trim that paper before I put this paper down. And that I could feel with my fingers, because luckily, or thankfully, I don't believe in luck, but thankfully that was a thicker tag. So I was able to feel around that tag and cut where I needed to cut that excess paper off. I did it, and when I picked it up, I thought, why in the world did you do that, you goofy? So anyway, I'm just trimming this one out, and then I'm going to round my corners. Now I'm just going to carefully, strategically, not so much strategically, place her down there, and yeah. So I'm going to ink my edges on this. Nope, what am I doing? Am I sanding? I think I'm sanding. Now I'm inking. So the reason I sand first is to scruff it up to make the ink look a little darker. It's the only reason why I do that. And then I'm just going to rub it around here, and then I'm going to darken that green, because that green on that's not that bright. But the green will be for writing on, and then the front here, it's just going to be decorative. And y'all, I didn't realize that I was going to put that. I didn't think about her head. So part of her head's missing when I put the, I use a, oh my goodness, why are words so hard for me today? Don't those things that go on the top to keep paper from ripping. I don't know what they're called. You'll see them in a minute. Y'all are going to shout it out in the comments if you know. I know you will. Oh my goodness. You'll see. You'll see. You see them in red and black. Well, I made some. I got a die cut, so I cut those out. Hole enforcers. Whew. Thank you, Jesus. Hole enforcers. I'm going to put a hole reinforcement up in the top. Hole reinforcers, enforcers, and whatever. You know what it is. And I'm going to put it up there when I punch a hole in her head. Or by her head. Yep. That's what I'm going to do. I blew my stickers everywhere. You see it? Ugh. So I cover up part of her head with a thing. I was thinking I was going to add something there. Yeah, I'm not. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to put a little bit of glue on this and I'm going to glue this down over her head. And then I'm going to glue one back there. It's the second one. I had two that match. So, yeah. And then I'm going to show you what they look like because I'm pretty sure this is the last one. I think it is. If I do another one, it would be off camera, I think. I'm not sure. But anyway, I'm just going to string ribbon through these. And that's going to be finished when I get my ribbon on there. I'm just putting that down there and I'm ripping it off. And I'm just going to do one side. I thought about the other side, but it didn't look right because of the words. It covered it up and it was just going to be a piece and I didn't like it. So I took it back off and said no. So it's just a one-sided button thingy. Wait. What am I saying wait for? Did I do one more? No, I didn't do one more. I remember doing two more. But it's the same. It's repetitive. It's what I've been doing. Cutting, gluing, sorting, gluing, pasting, and it's the same thing. I'm just going to show you the final reveal of my finished tags, okay? So here they are, and I've got my ribbon in them, and then these are what they say, hanging on by a thread. So I've got the thread there, and I thought that was just punny. But that one is beautiful. And then that one, I left where, it came from or whatever. So, yeah. And then that one right there, I love that one. Don't touch anything. That's me. That's what I say. If I don't say anything, don't touch nothing. That one's just funny. That is funny. I had that as a screensaver for a long time. Don't touch my scissors. Yes. And then that one says, if you see me with a seam ripper, now is not the time. Never underestimate the power of a woman and her sewing machine. Aren't those just the cutest little tags? And then you got the back here where you can actually journal or add your own words. I love that one. Absolutely love that one. And these will slide in belly bands. You can glue your little lace ribbon down and then you can just flip the tag up or you can tuck them into pockets. I made these where they could be tucked into little pockets or envelopes. They don't have a lot of thick stuff on them, so they can slide right in there. And that was the reason. The only one might have trouble is that lace one down at the bottom that I absolutely love because of the pearls. But there they are. So let me know what y'all think. Y'all don't forget to check out Tiffany. She will be linked below, okay? Thank y'all for watching. You are a blessing. Goodbye.